Hello, Zimbabwe. Hello, viewers. Mukasei, Mangwana, and a very good morning. So I am just a minute late, but I'm very happy that I managed to come through. So yesterday we gave you an update about Hon Job Sikhala court case, but the details were too sketchy to an extent where we were not able to give you a comprehensive update of what really happened. So we are very happy that we now have a comprehensive report, and we want to give you the real details of what happened at Rotten Row Court, and we'll update you again on the position as it stands right now and the repercussions of continuation of any violation of human rights in the nation of Zimbabwe. So I'm trying to find the details here so that we go direct to the actual details. So can someone confirm if you can hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. If you can confirm if you can hear me through the comment section. So please don't forget to like. When you like, you make this video being shown to as many people as possible. So liking is very important. So for those who want to read, we have put that information on the screen, and that is the information we are going to discuss. So it is very important for us to understand that the persecution is not going to stop up until we do something as citizens, because there are choreographed activities happening. So the duo, Honorable Sikhala and Honorable Sithole, they appeared before Deputy Chief Magistrate Godfrey Mandaza, and they appeared around 2 p.m. That's where they managed to appear in court. So we want to get to the bottom of this story. They are jointly charged for causing violence or for inciting violence. Those are the charges they are facing, because you all know what really happened after ZANU-PF stormed the funeral and hijacked the funeral. People tried to resist that move, and they are regarding that as a violence, while the perpetrators of real violence, the councillor, the MP, the ZANU-PF thugs, they were not arrested. So the charge is incitement of violence, and according to the state papers I have here, they are saying that the offense is incitement to commit public violence as 187.1 A, as read with Section 36.1 of the Criminal Law Codification and Reform Act, Chapter 9/23. So, number one, they are saying there is a video clip in which accused one was recorded urging people to commit acts of public violence in what he termed to liberate the area. And number two, vehicles belonging to the accused two were identifying, transporting some of the accused persons to the scenes. Number three, there are witnesses who saw the accused persons mobilizing their political party supporters. So, value of property stolen, apana, value of property recovered, apana. So the accused here, as I mentioned earlier, we have Honorable Job Sikhala, number one, and Honorable Godfrey Sithole, as accused number two. So thank you very much for confirming. You can hear me, that is Caritas. Thank you very much for confirming. So that is the state charge sheet. I just read the state charge sheet for you. So what I will do is that I will post these documents right on this platform. I will post them so that those who want to read these papers, you can actually read. So soon after this broadcast, I will post them so that you get to appreciate, because we cannot read everything. I'll just read important issues or things which I believe that are very important. So there is an issue where the state is opposing bail, and they are saying that there is a High Court order where Honorable Job Sikhala was ordered not to incite violence whenever he does my speeches. So they want that bail condition or that bail that court order to be revoked. That is the issue they have here. So all these documents, I think, including the court order, I will put them here. So, according to ZimLive, they are saying that in the case of Sikhala, investigating officer believes he can snare him over recorded comments he made, where he, in summary, appears to say the family of Ali killers will face ngozi, a traditional belief in Shona culture that murdered people can avenge their death. So the argument is based on what Honorable Sikhala said. He said that those who killed Moreblessing Ali, they are going to see ngozi, they are going to see the avenging spirit of Moreblessing revenging or avenging itself. And he said you would mobilize Nganga and other powerful spiritual people to make sure that they help them or they assist. Okay, Caritas, I will come to your question shortly. I will come to your question. So that is the main issue that they are arguing here. So they are saying that Honorable Sikhala violated the bail conditions. When he uttered those statements, they are saying that he violated his bail conditions, where he was ordered not to say anything which will incite violence in the future whenever he is addressing any gathering. So that is where the problem is, because the state itself is not trying to deal with the issue of bail on this matter. They want the conditions of bail on the previous matter to be revoked, which means they know very well that this case does not have any water, does not hold any water. So they are trying to use the previous case to make sure that the bail gets revoked and he is imprisoned. That is their strategy. So from this case, they don't have any defense, but they are trying by all means to resurrect the older case, which is still pending, which is still ongoing from 2020 up to this day. We have not seen justice in that case. So that is another problem. We always say this is direct persecution, because you cannot continue to report thrice a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, since 2020, the whole of 2020, the whole of 2021, right now, 2022, still reporting for cases zinenge frivolous charges. So there is a question irikubvunzwa panapa na Caritas. Sorry to interrupt. Was Sikhala given bail yesterday? Is he still in custody? Yes, the bail application is today. They are supposed to apply for bail today, and the state is not willing to deal with the bail application of today. They are dealing with the bail application which was done in September 2020, where the High Court order was given. So that is the bail they are trying to resurrect and deal with, because they believe that that case is more powerful than this one, because there is no evidence which can be put before the court to say he incited violence. So as we go on, you get to understand what is really happening. So in this case, they are applying for bail today, and if granted, they are supposed to be released. They're supposed to go home. So Jeremiah Bamu, the lawyer of the accused, the two accused, said that he raised several objections, where he said, number one, this issue was diverted from the normal process and was put in the anti-corruption court so as to try and use the regional magistrate to preside over that case. So that is the argument. These guys were not supposed to go before the regional magistrate. I believe that they were supposed to go to other magistrates, lower ranking magistrates, provincial magistrates, Chidzika. That is my belief. But they brought this case to the regional magistrate. So that raises a lot of questions, because it seems as if they are trying to bring this case to somebody who can be controlled, or somebody who they know very well that you will give the kind of judgment the state is looking for. So, right, but that matter, it was ruled that the juror were properly before the magistrate, regional magistrate here. He said he can preside over any case, even akaparwa kubulawayo, he can preside over any case, no matter kuti yakaparwa kupi, anogona kunge achi preside over that case. So another issue is that 100 police officers, they stormed the residence of Honorable Job Sikhala. 100 police officers just to arrest one man. 100 police officers, they stormed his house and they arrested him, and they just wasted state resources for nothing. So another issue which is very important to note is that Honorable Sikhala was denied access to legal aid. Why? The lawyers like Paida Saurombe, Harrison Ngomo, and Tino Chinopfukutwa, they were denied access to Honorable Job Sikhala. And the right to legal counsel was denied, which is so important to know that we cannot have a situation where people are denied their right to legal representation or access to legal representatives. So that is very important to note that, as I mentioned yesterday, we talked about the issue of the National Prosecuting Authority not taking this case to court, or disapproving this case to go to court. That is the correct procedure they were supposed to take. Why? There is no law which says if you say someone will die in ngozi, there's no law which prohibits someone to say so. That is not inciting anybody violence, because you cannot incite a dead spirit to be violent. That will not happen. So a dead spirit is going to avenge, whether you like it or not, it will avenge. So that is not inciting violence. Even though there was incitement, it was an incitement to a dead spirit, which means by law, we cannot clearly say that because this is someone who is already dead, and that spirit is the one we are dealing with. So you cannot arrest the spirit of the dead, even if you can atanga koita maave kuko avenger. You cannot arrest anybody, which means the denial of Honorable Job Sikhala to attend the vetting process through the National National Prosecuting Authority, it shows a lot of biasness, because the accused were supposed to sit down with the NPA and the police to see whether there was necessity for them to proceed with that case. And the NPA does have the right to deny that case to proceed, does have the right to say this case cannot proceed, this case cannot go to court. But that didn't happen. They went on to press charges. They went on to put Honorable Sikhala and Honorable Sithole to court. So that is something which raises eyebrows about the independence of the prosecution itself, about the independence of our judiciary itself. So how this matter is being treated is so concerning. This is the reason why we are saying that we need to make sure that we deal with this issue once and for all. This is the reason why we say we need to make sure that as citizens we unite, we register to vote, we mobilize for change, because there is no other way. There is no other way out. There's no other way we are going to deal with this matter except to make sure that we have registered to vote, we have voted in numbers, because this continuous persecution is very important to not to be ignored. So I believe that in brief, this is what transpired yesterday. So at the end of the day, the question we wanted to know was the whereabouts of Honorable Job Sikhala and Honorable Godfrey Sithole. So according to this report we were looking for, they are saying that they are at Chikurubi, they slept at Chikurubi maximum prison, and the bail hearing is today, where they are going to apply for bail, but the state is not willing to pursue that bail hearing. They want to pursue the previous bail court order so that it gets revoked, because they know very well that this order which is there at this moment will not hold any water, and cannot be accepted at any competent court of law. So how are they going to deal with this matter? They are going to use delaying tactics. Why are they going to use delaying tactics? The issue is that they want to force the burial of Moreblessing Ali. So for them to force the burial of Moreblessing Ali, they will say, we want to make sure that this guy stays behind bars up until this case is heard. So it means that Honorable Sikhala will be behind bars for a very long time, for months, for days, if something is not done, if action is not taken timelessly, if we don't go in solidarity with him, because you can actually see that the reopening of the previous case is so concerning, because you are arrested for another case, they bring another case, another different case before the court that should be questioned, and that is very important for us to understand. Gutayo pane something chiri kuitika, pane something chisiri kufamba zvakanaka. So basically, Team Zimbabwe, we need to remain peaceful. As the president said, let's get focused on voter mobilization, on voter registration campaigns, on making sure that people are informed about CCC. Because what ZANU-PF is trying to do is that they are trying to find a justification to say 2023 elections will be violent. So they want to pin that on the CCC, to say CCC is not ready to deliver a violent free election. That is what they want to prove. So they are going to use Pollard, they are going to use other loyalists to prove a point, to say we cannot hold elections. Because at this moment, you can actually see that the only opposition political party which is going to get seats is CCC, because they are the only opposition party yakawana seats during the by-elections, which means all other political parties, opposition political parties, they are non-entities. In this election, they don't have any influence. So ZANU-PF does know, as they confirmed through Mohadi, they know very well that they have lost support in the rural areas. And because of that information they have, and the recent report, self-verification exercise, they know very well, they no longer have support, they know very well that they are not going to win any free and fair election, which means the only way is to postpone elections up to 2030. That is the idea, or up to 2028. That is the idea they have. So how are they going to do it? They've tried to bring Advocate Nelson Chamisa on board through Pollard, but he has rejected the offer and said the ZANU-PF government itself, they are not sincere, they are not people who can be trusted to sit with them on the same table. Why? Any outcome of that arrangement is not going to favor the people of Zimbabwe. It is going to favor the political elites. So what we need in Zimbabwe is complete system overhaul, not the kind of GNU Yakamboitika in 2018, up to 2018, which yielded no results. So ZANU-PF has noted that they have rejected, and they now want to make CCC fail to contest during these elections, and they just want to ban elections up to 2028. That is the idea. So what they want to do is to provoke the system, or provoke the CCC leadership to go on an overdrive, and they will find an excuse to suspend the constitution. They will find an excuse to say once they suspend the constitution, it means elections are suspended. So that is what they want to do. That is the idea, the original idea they have. So by any means, it's either they want to disqualify Advocate Nelson Chamisa. Secondly, they want to stop the election. So either way, they are comfortable. Either they suspend Advocate Nelson Chamisa, or they stop the elections altogether. So this is the reason why they are targeting people like Hon Job Sikhala, because he is the front man. As I mentioned yesterday, he is the very important person here, who is linking the people with the president, defending the political space and defending the president at the same time. So right now, you see that President Chamisa will be vulnerable, will be left out without people, key people, to defend him politically on the ground, which means this is the reason why we need to have more brave youths to step up and defend the lines, the political party lines, so that we know very well that we are represented everywhere. We are represented politically, we are represented legally and legislatively. So, Team Zimbabwe, this is what is really happening. Hon Job Sikhala is supposed to apply for bail today, and if it goes well, they are going to be out today. But if the state continues, or if the state manages to use the previous case where Hon Sikhala is on bail, it is going to be difficult for him to be out, because they want that those bail conditions to be revoked. At this juncture, this case, they cannot oppose the bail application in this case, because the charges themselves, the evidence they have, there is no incitement in Batika. So a Toyota Fortuner, Hon Job Sikhala, which was impounded, the maximum people it can carry 2 kumashure, 3 pakati, then another person kumberi. But in this case, I don't believe that they are using the 2 back seats. They are just using the middle and the front, which means it can carry 4 people. And how can someone distribute people or thugs using a Toyota Fortuner? And these MPs, they use my Toyota Fortuners. How can they distribute people to be violent using my Toyota Fortuners? And how can you distribute at least 8 people for violence? That is not possible. So the argument, the state argument, is just a way of trying to make sure that they just persecute the people in the opposition cycles. But their case, just because we know that in a competent democracy, the NPA, Ingadayaka dismiss this case, is not on court. Those were our prayers. However, that did not happen. You all know what Michael Reza does. Michael Reza is always pese ndiye anenge achingomirira vanhu vese vari politically connected pane pachingorina Michael Reza. The question is, hatina here vamwe vanhu vanogona kunge vachiita all those issues? Why is it that we only have one person achingoenda ari represent the state against vanhu vanenge vari politically connected or politically accused? So that is a very important question we have. So Team Zimbabwe, that is the report we had for you today, and we are trying to see if there are any other issues which are being asked here, but there are no other issues. So just in summary, what we are saying is that number one, Honorable Job Sikhala slept at Chikurubi Remand Prison. That is the information we managed to gather. He slept. Edgar Brim, good morning. So he is asking this very important question. Yes, Honorable Sikhala slept at Chikurubi Maximum Prison. That is where they slept together with Honorable Godfrey Sithole, and they're supposed to apply for bail today. However, the problem is that the state is not willing to oppose this bail. They want the bail conditions of the previous matter to be resurrected. And I'm going to post those documents right on this platform on the community section. So you will need to check on the community section, you check for those documents. I will post them so that you can read them, so that you can understand them. You can understand the strategy being employed by the state in this case. So yesterday we had relied on a tweet. Yakaiswa Honorable Job Sikhala. He tweeted a tweet, and we assumed that he was out, but the details were so sketchy. So we wanted to know. We kept on digging deeper to know what really transpired in court, to know what really happened in court. And that is the report we have come with. So I'm going to summarize these points for the sake of those who came late. So number one, the issue is that they attended court, and they went before the deputy chief magistrate, and they were in the anti-corruption court, the unusual court. They were not supposed to be there. That court is reserved for the anti-corruption activities, and they were not involved in any corruption. And the justification is that the regional magistrate said that they can sit, or they can be brought before any regional magistrate within the nation of Zimbabwe. There was an argument in terms of jurisdiction, and the order was that the magistrate said they were properly before the regional magistrate, and the magistrate can cover any province, any case from any province, from anywhere. The regional magistrate can cover that case. So the plea was dismissed to have them being brought to Chitungwiza Magistrate Court. So the other issue is that the state is arguing that they've failed to uphold the previous bail conditions. So they want Honorable Job Sikhala to have his bail conditions in the previous case to be revoked. And the question is, why are you bringing this case here when in the previous, when there are new charges, when there are fresh charges, you are saying that he incited violence? So you can actually see that this issue is just an issue of trying to silence people, is trying to intimidate people, is trying to show people that they cannot freely speak, they cannot freely do their activities in the nation of Zimbabwe. So we are going to wait today and see what is going to happen next, because that is when they are applying for their bail hearing, and we are going to update you as usual. I think in the evening we'll update you, or tomorrow in the morning we'll update you on the next outcome. And we are also going to watch closely what the party leaders are going to say, because they have the saying, they can the party leaders, they mobilize people. They're the ones who can tell people, let's do A, B, C, D. So we will be advising you kuti party leadership inenge ichiti kudini pamusoro penyaya ya Honorable Job Sikhala. So it's so sad that is in Zimbabwe you can no longer speak freely without fear of being imprisoned. So andizoza kuti imimi muri kufungei, imimi muri kuti chii. If there is somebody who wants to come here live, this is the opportunity you have. Just use the link in the description box. Then we'll add you right on this platform so that you can give us your views. Honorable Job Sikhala spent another night Kuchikurubi. And as I mentioned earlier, the plan is to make sure that he spend a lot of time behind bars. They send him behind bars for a very long time. So the other circles are saying that pane nyaya dziri kuitika with Virginia Mabiza, who is the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Justice, runza ane mabatana ari kubaya to try and make sure that they jail Honorable Sikhala, to try and to make sure that they convict Honorable Sikhala and they jail him for a very long time, because he is very crucial pama elections atakatarisana now. So they are trying by all means to make sure that kana vakatadza kubhana ma-elections, kana vakatadza ku-disqualify advocates Nelson Chamisa, at least vanenge vachiziva kuti vabvisa a frontman, a political frontman, anova Job Sikhala, anenge asisipo, anenge ari mujeri up to 2023. And they believe that their strategy will work, because their aim is to take over Chitungwiza. And with Honorable Job Sikhala, it is going to be very difficult, because he is the man anogara ari paground, anodwa nevanhu, anopinda muvanhu. And tichitaura about Harare, he's a well-known man wekuti hana chaanotya, hana chaanovhunduka. He's a man who can lead directly from the front. So that is the issue we had for you today. Please ngati subscribe, ngati like, and ngati share, so that many people will be able to see this video, so that many people will be able to get informed about what we are doing here, because we are doing this exercise up to 2023 without fear, without favor, because we have an election in a few months. So apana chekuti tizorore, apana chekuti tirare, because tikarara, it means 2023 we are going to be defeated. So we have to work 24/7. We have to be here for a very long time, making sure that we are correcting the political path, we are correcting the political processes, and just to make sure that we are standing in solidarity with our leaders, because they really need our support. They really need us. We cannot be on the ground, we cannot be in Harare, but we can offer solidarity from wherever we are around the nation, around the world. We can offer a direct solidarity to the leadership. So I believe that this is what we had for you today. Pashaya munaruda kuya live. I don't see anybody who is willing to come live here. If you go in the description box, there is a link there. If you lose that link, I will definitely add you Panapapa live. Then we can have a discussion for a few minutes before we go live, before we end this live broadcast, before we end this program. So we have the next program ya tinayo tinenyaya ya vakembo muhad. We have the audios with us. So beginning by 9:15, tonight chitanga that nyaya ya honorable vasiri honorable vakembo muhadi. We are bringing that case. So you don't need to go far away. You need to be close, because 9:15, it's only a few minutes from now. Tirikuya nyaya ya Kembo Mohadi, exposing the audios and exposing the weaknesses of the ZANU-PF, so that we find my ways and strategies to penetrate the rural areas and to deal with the issues happening in the rural areas. So nyaya ya Kembo Mohadi Is now already 9:15. Ngatinge itiripo munhu wese ngange aripo. So hit the notification bell so that unowana iwewe ma-updates kuti takuenda live. Hit the notification bell, subscribe, like this video. So this is it, Team Zimbabwe. Let me put the numbers on the screen so that for those who want to be added ku group redu tinogona kukutumira link to the group. So just say hi to that number and they'll automatically give you the group link and you join the group so that you can be part of this discussion. So somebody is trying to come here live. Let me try and see if we can accommodate somebody here live. Okay. Try and see if I can accommodate some. Mfundisi.
Hello Nkoma.
Zviri kufamba here Mfundisi?
Morisei.
Tiri nani. Welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. Zita rangu ndinonzi Ronald Wekwamakosha. Ndiyo nyaya dzatakatarisana nadzo. Honorable Job Sikhala is still in prison and there is no hope that he will be released because the state is trying to resurrect the old case or the old matter. And I don't know how you view this case. Maonero yenyu kana makatarisa nyaya.
Yeah, actually, what is happening in the nation is pathetic. We are experiencing a situation whereby the regime is cornered. And the fact that the regime is cornered now, they are trying to employ any kind of dirty tactics that they can ever employ. This is a period of time where the CCC leadership needs to make sure that there is proper mobilization. People need to be mobilized from the grassroots. Grassroots mobilization. They are supposed to be protecting each other in communities. Because where we are seeing them going is, like you were saying, they want to provoke so that they cause the next elections to be either postponed and they can declare a state of emergency. But what is needed now here is ZANU-PF is always making own goals. In whatever that they do, they make own goals. So this is yet another big ongoing Moreblessing. Because to begin with, we have heard they were quiet. The police was quiet. Even the ZANU-PF was quiet about the disappearance of Moreblessing. Moreblessing resurfaces killed. And anowanikwa mugodi wemusha wa chairperson was ZANU-PF. And then they want to turn over the story and now want to say it was Moreblessing was their member and things like that. But honestly speaking, this situation that we are seeing in the country, we can see that the regime is now clueless. The regime is cornered. The regime are very in a panic mode. So they are likely to do anything. So, you know, when you corner a baboon, danger, this is the situation at nayo munyika. Saka Evo, they have nothing to lose because they can see already the coming elections they are beaten. So in their process of going out, they would rather go near a lot of lives of Zimbabwean people. Saka, we need, like the president was speaking about mobilization of SADC. We need to have mobilization of AU. Asa Atina do a lot of hope with these organizations because for a long time they have shown that Zimbabweans are on their own. We are on our own. Atina a lot of support. I don't know in this coming meeting in Zambia, how Zambia is going to help us raise my issues of human rights in Zimbabwe, because there's this leadership meeting that is going to be happening in Zambia next month. So we are just believing and hoping that the new dispensation in Zambia, they will voice our concerns on our behalf. We have not yet heard how Malawi, having also received a change, how proactive are they in terms of raising a voice, SADC and AU, concerning the issues that are that are affecting Zimbabwe as a nation.
Okay, Mfundis, you have raised a very important issue here, the international community. We have seen protests in South Africa, in Hillbrow to be precise, and we have seen the South African Police Service protecting or leading the CCC protesters in South Africa. How do you view this? Is President Cyril Ramaphosa coming to terms that there is need for change in the nation of Zimbabwe? Or what is really happening? How do you view this issue of South Africa allowing protests in their own land and giving police assistance to the opposition of another country? How do you view this?
Yeah, if you would want to look into the history of these sister organizations, ANC, ZANU-PF, liberation parties, you would see that of late there's been a fallout between ANC and ZANU-PF. If I recall from the last ANC conference, which was done in Limpopo, we experienced the very first time Cyril Ramaphosa speaking about Palestinian people, speaking about other international areas dzakanga dzichitaurwa kunzi dzavari kuita vie for, including even speaking about Ukraine. But for the very first time, we did not hear him also lobbying the anti-sanctions chant, which we have always been hearing from ANC. So they may not openly condemn ZANU-PF per se, but they can take a soft stance in terms of how they have been standing and supporting ZANU-PF all along. We have seen from previous history how we have had problems akaita sana Thabo Mbeki coming in and declaring that there's no crisis in Zimbabwe, and we have seen that South Africa has had a soft stance, but this soft stance of late, it has changed. It was also we have also seen even just yesterday, June 16, there was the June 16 celebration in South Africa, and we saw members of CCC, a lot of them wearing their regalia, yellow regalia, mixed together with South Africans. You won't even believe that xenophobic environment where foreigners are attacked. But in yesterday's move, they were all together marching, and in a brotherhood, and police were there, security forces were there, and it went out so peacefully. So in other words, what we could say is we are seeing there is a diplomatic shift that is happening now between ZANU-PF and ANC. So from the way you are asking, openly, but what they can do is they can silently allow some systems and mechanisms that will allow the pressure that is coming upon ZANU-PF. So we are yet to see now, especially when it comes to international platforms like the one I'm talking about of Zambia, when they sit down and speak, what is going to be the position of South Africa if an issue concerning Zimbabwe is thrown into the dialogue.
Yeah, indeed, we are still going to wait for that meeting, and I hope and believe that it is very important and crucial for us. So, what do you, in short, because we have another live program starting at 9:15, so we want to cut this short. So, in brief, what can be done to make sure that the people within the SADC region are registered to vote, or to make sure that they vote? Can we continue to pursue for international voting, or for diaspora vote, or we need to mobilize our people so that they can come to Zimbabwe, they can come and vote here in Zimbabwe? And how best can we do that to make sure that everybody is going to vote come 2023?
What?
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, concerning the issue of voting, there is this push that we are seeing, and we want to really appreciate what is happening in the UK, where we are experiencing the likes of Chief Ndiwen, and they have taken a petition even to the British government, because there is a charter actually of the United Nations. There is a clause actually that allows foreigners in other countries, they have a right to vote, and one of voter in the nations that they are, and kuno a delegation that comes from the United Nations, oversee the elections. So that push and so far that they've done in the UK, the petition has been received. I don't know for now how far have they gone. So it's one of those very important undertakings, but we cannot just be relying on that one in the event that it does not succeed, and then maybe quarter to elections we realize it has not materialized. So we can't hold on to one strategy. We push both strategies, and we would want to appeal to people like Namkoma Shepherd Judah and the like, Nana Chief Ndiweni, to continue to pursue that issue. How far has it gone? Because once the British government gives a green light, all nations will have to just comply, because it is an international law, and nobody can dispute against it. So once the elections are done, only a figure is going to be sent to Zimbabwe to be added to what ZEC will have come up with, and automatically it's an ego bora, and ZANU-PF knows. That's why you saw that even they started fighting against Jacob Mdenda when he spoke about this issue. ZANU-PF knows that it's a nail in its coffin. They can never ever allow such a thing to happen. So at the same time, we would also want to push to encourage also the foreign-based supporters. By all means, let's try to have many of people that are out there coming to register to vote, because there's a tendency of ZANU-PF towards the elections. You might find that in 2023, ZEC may start to play tricks again, all the tactics, delays, and frustrating people. In that very year, you might find that even registering to vote may be very difficult than what it could be as of now. Saka, we should be pushing both strategies. Let's not just have one in case the other one does not materialize.
I believe that if we find time, or if we get time, I will need more time with you on this platform, so we can make arrangements. There is a number appearing on the screen. You can make use of that number to contact me, so that we can arrange for further discussions, because I believe that you can be of much help in terms of contributions to what needs to be done to the nation of Zimbabwe, because we no longer have time. We only have a few months to the election, and probably July next year we will be having elections. So we only have a few months to prepare. And in my time, yes, probably I believe kunana March next year or April, tineti tisina ma-parliamentarians vanenge va busy kuti vange vachiita ma-campaigns and so forth. So we only have a few months to deal with very important issues. So it's very important for us to have discussions, to speak to people who are well informed about what needs to be done. So thank you very much, Mfundisi, for your time. And I believe that if possible, you are welcome. We have another program where we want to expose nyaya dzamakembo muhadhi dzavakanga vachifambira. We want to talk about a very important issue inechekuita nemasabhuku. So we no longer have time here, but we are going to start another live program at 9:15. That is a few minutes, 10 minutes from now, we'll be going live for that very issue. So if you have time, you are free to come on board, so that we will discuss that extensively as well. So thank you very much for your time. So Team Zimbabwe, it has been a very wonderful moment. Tina Mfundisi pano apa. So I believe that any time I will bring him on another platform, on another issue yake mukoma Kembo Mohadi yatinoda kuti titaure. So please ndiri kukumbirisa ngatisubscribe, ngatilike, because the more you like, the more other people get to know about what we are doing. So it is very important for you to make sure that you comment so that we know your views. We want to create a community. The reason why we are coming live is to make sure that we create a community, we create a bond, we create a family where we can discuss very important issues. So we've been covering Nyatsimbe kumatare edzimhosva. Sikhala is supposed to appear again in court today for bail hearing, and we are going to come with the feedback kuti zvinhu zvacho zvinenge zvafamba sei patinenge tichigona kuti tiwane access to that information. The problem is that we don't have access to Harare. We cannot be in Harare at the moment. We cannot be in Harare, so we cannot be part of the live proceedings. We cannot give you live proceedings. So it's need to follow up, then we come and discuss those issues. That is the least we can do. So to those who want to join the group, number on the screen, please use that number. Just say hi and I'll give you the link to the group. So we need to have discussions in WhatsApp groups, on Twitter, in Facebook, everywhere. We want to have these discussions. So if you go to my community posts, we have another platform against ABTN News. Patrol kuti tinge tichikupai hourly updates, apate tichikupai short video clips of what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. On this platform, tinenge tichikupai live programs and live broadcasts. So thank you very much, Kunava subscriber. Thank you very much for your support. I love you all. Thank you very much for tuning in. Ngatisanganei musaenda kure. Ngatisanganei pa next program yatiri kutaura about Honorable Kembo Mohadi. In a few minutes, 9:15, tinenge tichitotanga that live broadcast and tinenge tichitaura, and at 10:30 tinenge tichitaura another issue ine chekuita namukoma Obey Masaraure, mukuru weATOS vakasungwa vakupomerwa mhaka yemurder. So tinoda kuti tiite explore all those issues. The next issue, Kembo Mohadi, at 9:15, and at 10:30 mukoma Obey Masaraure's case ndio yatinenge takutarisa. So ngatisanganei in this program yatakupinda. Please like, please comment and share to as many people as possible. Ridzai bhera so that murasikirwe nezvinenge zvichiitika. Thank you very much.